Living through the past few months has highlighted the importance of health and well-being for us all, perhaps particularly for young people whose present and future lives have been shrouded in the kind of uncertainty that the pandemic has brought. But health and well-being have always been at the heart of living a fulfilling and happy life. And that's why health and well-being are right at the heart of the new curriculum for Wales. They're one of the 4 purposes which underpin all that happens in a school, both the curriculum but also the nature of the teaching and learning process. But they're also one of the 6 areas of learning and experience, equal to the other 5. What does that mean in practice? Well, as I've hinted, one of the key things is to ensure that health and well-being is central to the curriculum and not a peripheral extra, which has too often been the case in the past. But it's also not a list of do's and don'ts. It's not preaching at young people about what they ought to do and ought not to do, but helping them to have the confidence and the insights to make the right decisions for themselves. That means developing the kind of values and ethical understanding that underpin the decisions we take as we live our lives. That means understanding the nature of how to establish constructive relationships with other people, developing the kind of empathy that allows us to understand the nature of what's happening in their lives, as well as what's happening in our own. Health and well-being, of course, matter in their own right, but they're also integral to broader educational success. That's why the balance in curriculum for Wales means that health and well-being is not only part of the educational aspect of the curriculum, but is also central to helping young people to develop as well-rounded individuals ready to thrive throughout their lives.
Good and bad things happen to us every day, and as human beings we're wired to notice and remember the negative things, because in the past that's what helped to keep us safe from danger. However, the downside of focusing on the negative things is that it can lower and impact negatively on our well-being. If we and the pupils we work with learn to notice and to reflect on the positive experiences, we can train our brains to be happier. These videos help teachers and children to notice the 6 positive areas of well-being. We've been filming real people who deeply understand each of them, and they have their own unique perspective. And then after that, a behavioural expert then explains why each of these areas benefits us.
There's a quote, it's attributed to William James, the father of modern day psychology, that says that he thought that in his generation the greatest achievement was to discover that we could change our own attitude. We could change our own thinking, the way we think, the way we interpret the world. And of course, Viktor Frankl, in his wonderful little book, Man's Search for Meaning, says very similar, that it was the last of the human freedoms to choose one's own attitude, to choose one's own way. And that's what this is all about. Our emotional state is dictated by our neurobiology, and our biochemistry is impacted by many things, and we can do so deliberately, including changing our physiology, how we think, the conversations we have with ourselves and with other people. All of the facets of well-being that we're going to explore are inextricably linked. You'll hear from me after each introduction by the inspiring people who are telling us their experience of one of the facets of well-being. I'm going to, in just a few minutes, give those of you who like to know such things the why and the how that particular facet impacts on our neurobiology and therefore on our well-being. Neuroscience is a developing field. We're learning new things every day about our extraordinary system. What I'll be sharing is a simplified version of a very complex neurobiology, and we'll be talking about the main biochemicals that are involved. I hope it whets your appetite to want to know more. Gratitude, empathy, kindness, optimism and savouring. They're all a matter of choice. These positive attitudes are skills. We can learn and practice them and get good at them. Just like any other skill, we'll find some more easy to learn than others. And we can all learn if we want to and believe that it's worth the effort. Let me tell you it is.
These bilingual training videos use positive psychology theories to embed well-being into the curriculum. They focus on personal and social awareness. They're grouped into 6 categories: empathy, gratitude, optimism, kindness, meaning and savouring. Wellbeing matters. This isn't about catching up with well-being, it's about catching on to what well-being means.
During the lockdown, my team and I conducted a very large survey of children and young people in Wales, and our report showed that while many children thrived during the lockdown, others had a very difficult time and struggled in all sorts of ways with their well-being and mental health. It's important that schools and other agencies will be prepared to support children as they return to full-time education, to come to terms with the emotional challenges they faced and to move forward in a positive way with the support of the adults around them. This resource will help you support children's well-being by encouraging them to practice qualities like gratitude, empathy and kindness. I wish you all the best as you support your learners during this new and challenging period, and I hope that this resource, along with other support you may receive as a school, will help you to do your vitally important job.